There we go. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Habitual Line Crosser, and Knox is feeling much better, I guess. Come on, up. Oh, we want to come up and say hello? Okay. They got some new treats here. These are some, not sponsored, by the way, but if you're a dog company out there, I would love a sponsorship for my dogs. I just want you to know that. You touched America's boat, Super Puppy. You're going to get the sun. What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday, and my frame rate dropped for reasons I don't still fully understand. There you guys go. All right, now, go lay down. Go to your bed. Go on, bed. The camera's on your bed. If you want people to see you, you got to go to the bed. Cool, now I get to listen to HLC while you build your new AR. Ooh, I've never done that. I would like to... Okay, so here's the thing. Men, we are simple creatures. We kind of pick a path. And unfortunately for me, I have several of these. Okay, we either learn a lot about like working on cars, engines, trucks, things like that, which I went that direction, and we have a hobby in those vehicles. Two, we are bound and determined for home improvement. I don't know how to do shit on a house. I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. We build computers. Guilty. Guilty as charged. Or we build guns. And then there's some guys, a small contingent, who also build like 40K figurines, and they paint them, and they also build Lego sculptures and shit like that. And that's, yeah. So that's kind of where all those end up. Knox, Rain, house, or bed. Go to your bed. Bed. They're both standing behind me looking for any crumbs they can. Bed. Rain wants her small bed. Playing Helldivers with your partner on Twitch tomorrow for Valentine's Day. What am I doing? Well, today we exchanged some minor Valentine's Day gifts. And, I mean, ultimately, I was doing research for my next USA versus the World. It's a whale, and I feel like I'm getting close to the end of my research, but I also feel like there's going to be a lot of caveats. There's going to be a lot of like what if or what about, and don't get me wrong, as much as I enjoy learning new information, whataboutism is nowadays, especially with social media, is not always rooted in fact. I want you guys to know the one way that I always approach information is I like to be proved wrong. I like to be proved wrong. Like, for example, and I haven't made a video about it yet, obviously, because it just happened. The Russian drone hitting the Chernobyl nuclear reactor. Well, the outside shell of it. We know for a fact it is a Russian drone. We have no idea where it came from. We have no idea which direction it came from. Was it part of an attack? Was it a larger attack that like something fucked with it, with its GPS guidance? Some people, and honestly, I'm not really finding any validity in it. Some people are claiming false flag, and they're like, well, what about that missile that landed in Poland? That was a Russian missile. Yep, and there's been several of them that went from like Kaliningrad through Polish airspace into Ukraine. I think it's Kaliningrad. That little tiny, Russia has a little tiny chunk of land there. But yeah, your pup had to have surgery today. Bye-bye, Paul's glad Knox is good. He's a good boy. You guys can actually see his stitches on his right leg there. He had 2 lumps removed on his legs and 1 removed on his chest. So, what is going, oh my God, I'm trying to stay on top of this. My bad. Keep up the great work, HLC. Thank you so much. A lot of what ifs. Who could it be? There's so many what ifs, man. And this one, it's a very different. So I've come to the conclusion that if you put America against any single country on this planet, there's like a 98% chance we come out on top. So I have to get a little creative. And so I'm doing kind of like, yes, it's a real location, but it's a bit of a fictitious, plausible scenario. And I'm more breaking down like the history of said area because I was very curious about it. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to learn like how this all came to be. Fuck. Went all the way back to like 600 BC, man. Like, goddamn. But yeah, and it didn't stop. Literally didn't stop. I barely finished what I had to do. USA versus the entire whale population. Japan got us covered there. Guns, real, and airsoft. Yes, still play at 33 in Legos here. This is the thing. I will never call airsoft milsim, personally. I can understand why people think of it that way. And there are some people who spend crazy amounts of money on airsoft. They got all the best gear, the best this, the best that. The rotation of this, like they really go into the weeds for it. And I will never make fun of someone's hobby. Okay, there's a few hobbies that I'll make fun of. Okay, there's a few. I'm not going to tell you which ones they are, but there's a few that I will make fun of. But airsoft is not one of those ones that I'll make fun of. I won't call it milsim. But I can understand. I mean, it's a team-based game, and it's the grown-up, more or less, version of what we all did as kids. At least when I was a kid, we all ran around the backyard with air guns and Nerf guns, and we built forts, and we thought we were Rambo, and that's what we did when we were kids. Kids nowadays, I'm not gonna lie, like when I drive down the road and there's a couple of kids outside playing football, even if they like throw the football in the road and I like have to stop, I'm not mad at them, because guess what? They're outside doing some shit. I'm okay with that. Much love for everyone on Valentine's Day. Of course, I will be your Valentine. Love your videos, brother. Thank you so much. America loves my videos. Oh, that's so good. Who's my Valentine? Pamela Hansley. I think you mean Pamela Henderson, but I'm here for it. And her 5 sisters. That's fine. Russia's Valentine is Putin. It's not the Valentine I want. The dude looks like a thumb. Honestly, every politician... Okay, hold on. There's one. I don't know if it's a political position, but every other one that I know of, aside from like AOC and Tulsi Gabbard, really unattractive. Just suggest adding to your museum tour list the American Heritage Museum in Hudson. Is that Massachusetts? I'm not familiar with that one. I want to say it's Massachusetts. There's something very relevant to your MOS there. Ooh, I love ADA shit. I'm all about it. My Savage Stevens 320 12 gauge security model pump action shotgun. 4 + 1 tube capacity. The Chinesium boomstick is my Valentine. Just joking. Hey, be careful with yourself out there, man, but I appreciate you guys being here. Afternoon, it is, well, it's kind of early evening here. It's about 1800 here. 6 p.m., sorry. European Union French citizen here. Are we still allied with the U.S.? Yeah, like we're just... Okay, with every presidential election in the United States, this is something that I've realized. The world, for you Americans who've never been anywhere else, the world pays attention to our elections. Because they know exactly how much shit they can get away with based off of who is in charge. Now, that's not me like, tooting my horn for the current administration. It's just different people can get away with different levels of bullshit based off of who is in the White House. I am not One Punch Man. That's One Punch Dad is a friend of mine, though. Josh, good people. Yeah, we're still friends. I got no beef with the French. I'm your Valentine. Aww, Frost. The German battleship Bismarck was launched on February 14th, 1939. Didn't Sabaton do a song about the Bismarck? I just haven't listened to it. You had your chat read out. I'm trying, man. Mass. Okay. It is Massachusetts. We're gangster, no Nerf guns. We use BBs and pellets. Bruises proved a hit. Well, okay, hold on. Time out. We did that as well. We just, I wasn't poor. My parents were. They just drugged my ass along with them. Anyways, and we had a game called Dirt Clods, and I'm sure many children played these games, but that was our name for it. We also had Nighttime Froggy, and we created a whole bunch of different games. And Dirt Clods is, my dad was a trucker. He was also a volunteer firefighter, and he would dump a load of dirt in the backyard, and it would rain, and it would get to hardened chunks of dirt, and you throw them at somebody, and they hurt like a paintball on steroids. And we would whip those at each other. My older brother could probably pitch for the Yankees. He broke my nose one day. It was a good time. I remember popping up, and I heard it coming. It was hissing, just right square in the middle of my nose. God, that hurt so bad. It's been military helicopters moving through North Carolina. Do you know what's going on? So, Mr. Thunder, no disrespect. I mean this in the most respectful way possible. Most of the time, us in the military, we don't even know what time we're getting off of work. So, like... The government is so good at compartmentalizing information. They're like, a clearance is a clearance is a clearance. No. Like, to know something, you have to have a need to know, the right clearance, and in a position to affect change or significant completion of that mission. So the U.S. government is so good at compartmentalization, man. Hey, in addition to Wright Patterson, there's a couple other really cool things. Flying a T-6 Texan, the biggest World War II reenactment. How can I send you the information? Okay. I want to. I do. I desperately want to. But I also made a promise to Mrs. HLC that I wouldn't do things that are inherently dangerous. And flying in a combat aircraft, I don't know. Get back to me on that one, M. Miller. I don't know. Like, it sucks. I used to play with Beyblades. I never got into Beyblades. We had something before that, like Walmart had something like that, and it was cheap. But yeah, Putin and Julius Caesar looking eerily similar. And we know how Caesar went down. No, I'm just kidding. I would never advocate for the elimination of a foreign dictator publicly. Hello, sorry I'm late. Can we restart? Good morning, good afternoon. I'm just kidding. Welcome, Stuart. Thank you for being here, by the way. Apple fights here? What? Have you heard of Doc, one of the only flying B-29s left? No, I have not. Okay, so here's the thing that I've learned about aviation. There's no human, like, I didn't even intend on getting into the aviation category, but something like, as a creator, if I build a character or a persona or something that you guys enjoy, I'm obligated to continue to keep doing that. Now the mutual benefit there is you guys get content you like, and I get to learn more about these platforms. Because there's always people, hey, have you seen this? Have you heard of this? Like, and I read the comment section and I try and learn as much as I can. And but the thing I've realized about aviation nerds is, number one, every aviation nerd has their aircraft that they love more than anything else in the world, and they know everything about that. Like, from memory, they're like train kids. They're like, oh, it was built by this company on this day. They had their test flights on this day. There was 3 crashes on this day. Like, they know everything about it. The first pilot was named fucking Joe Snuffy. Like, everything. No one knows everything about every aircraft. So there's always new things to learn. I was unfamiliar with the B-29. That we still had one flyable, so I'm pretty happy. USA versus global warming. We got this. It's cold outside. I think I'll call that a W. I'm just kidding. Look, man, I don't have enough. Oh,
would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
No Valentine's Day date tightens noose. Remembers that the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl, loosens noose. Takes noose off and enjoys discount chocolate.
Dude, I thought I was the only one. Okay. Yes, I do very well for myself nowadays, but I'm still a bargain shopper. And discount chocolate after a holiday, that's one of the ones. I also, for those of you out there, I like to go shop at pawn shops right around April to June. Now, why do I go to pawn shops during that time? Well, see, what happens is there's a bunch of people who are not financially literate, who live outside their means. And they buy PlayStations, TVs, sound systems, all sorts of dumb shit when they get their tax return in like February, March. And what do? They run out of money, so they have to hawk the new thing that they got, and they send it to a pawn shop. The pawn shop gets something that is lightly used, damn near brand new, for a fraction of the cost, and that's how I got my Xbox One when they came out. I got an Xbox One like 6 months after they came out for like $150. I fuck with pawn shops. Anyways, starting off strong with this, you got to invent a flavor of alcohol. What flavor and what type of alcohol is it? Ooh, I'm going to have to go with... That's a great question, by the way. The Legacy is asking if I saw their super chat. Mrs. Linecrosser saw it. I don't know. I'm still working my way down. Pinking, Daniel, Blue Jay, Tyler, Miller, Team. I'm looking for Legacy. The Legacy. I'm so sorry. Valentine's Day has been an extremely painful day for me, HLC. I'd love to hear more about your own Valentine's Day stories. I honestly, like... So Valentine's Day to me in general is kind of a silly idea. Because it shouldn't take any kind of... First off, this is for all the men in here. It shouldn't take any type of holiday for you to show somebody how much you care. I was on my way home from work one day. I had to stop by the gas station. There were some flowers there. I grabbed some flowers from Mrs. Linecrosser, brought them home. Little did I know, she was having a whale of a day. She was having a very rough day. So I don't, gentlemen, it shouldn't take a holiday for you to put in a little extra effort. And the same goes for ladies. Men have our own version of flowers, and it costs you $0, just a little bit of time and a hair tie. We're going to leave that alone. So I binged all your green screen videos while driving. I watched most of your classroom vids. Thank you, you beautiful bastard. Bacon Slayer, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. USA versus World Vampires. I did do a zombie one, and honestly, I like it was received well. I didn't like how it turned out. Now, this may seem a little narcissistic, but I rewatch my videos and I study myself because I want to check deliveries. I want to check like the way, the hard punch in, the punch out. I want to check the information. Was it delivered the way that my notes have? Like I wrote like 7 pages of notes today, and I write my notes in the way that I talk, especially if I come up with a joke while I'm writing my notes. I'm like, oh, I'll hit enter, and then boom, joke in there, and I put it in all caps, and then I move on. So a C5 took off from Peterson? I didn't even know they had a runway big enough for that. Dude, that's nuts. He went there. Casey, man, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. What does a Patriot battery do if there's a hang fire with a missile? Hang fire, so it's armed but does not completely leave the launch tube. That's a wonderful question. And unfortunately, Blue Jay, how do I word this? Okay, I can tell you a very rough thing of what we do, but I can't go into all the details because those are TTPs, and tactics, techniques, and procedures are secret information. So I can't tell you like on the system side exactly what you do, but I can say, okay, so a couple of different possibilities here. 1, it fails to fire in general. 2, it hang fires, like you said, kind of comes out a little bit and then just like is staying stuck out the end of the canister. And then the other one is it fails to exit the canister and it literally starts the launcher on fire. And really the difference between all three is if it doesn't fire at all, you wait a certain amount of time and then you take it off, put a new one on there, and EOD comes and blows up that one. If it's a hang fire, you call EOD. You get it 1,250 feet, 381 meters away, which is the prescribed safe distance from a potentially exploding Patriot launcher. And then you let EOD deal with it. And if it's on fire, you're going to call the fire department, but they're going to be like, cool, that's a lot of rocket fuel. We're just going to let her go. And we're like, all right. Like that's kind of the difference. America wants to talk, the one in chat. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Mrs. HLC is in here.
What are you wearing, Mrs. HLC?
I saw it. Mrs. HLC, it's cool. He would fly with a real pilot and during the flight would allow him to take controls. I'd never suggest anything unsafe. See, M. Miller's there. Mrs. Linecrosser, I know you don't want me to fly, but I think this would be the coolest shit. I want you to know, if you guys, as my wonderful TISM minions, and I mean that in the most loving way possible, managed to get me behind flight controls of combat aircraft because you bully Mrs. Linecrosser into it, I will never be able to thank you enough. I will never be able to thank you enough. EOD is surprisingly safe. Oh yeah, no, I mean, EOD, they have a lot of rules. Like the Hurt Locker is awful. Just everyone out there, if you're watching the Hurt Locker and you think that's how EOD operates, just take that out of your brain. The closest thing I've ever seen was there was a very tired and burned out EOD team, and they knew there was a pressure plate, and we were at a safe location on the backside of a wall, and it was a small pressure plate, so he began hucking rocks over the wall to set it off because he didn't have time, energy, or patience to go ahead and do a blast in place. So he's like, we're just going to blow it up. And then after it blew up, he was yelling fire in the hole as he's throwing rocks over top of this wall. And then it blew up, and then he grabbed the battery, which he saw right at his feet, and ripped out the wiring and said, okay, we got like 7 more to go to. Bye. And left. Yeah. Primitive EOD moment. Heavy rock set off pressure plate. Yeah. Already liked you. Oh, hold on. There we go. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I already liked you. The rewind made me fall in love. Keep the amazing work. Tyler, thank you so much for being here, man. If a game dev contacted you to voice role an upcoming video game, would you do it in genre, series, character? What would you like to be? I would do it for literally anything but a battle royale. On a personal perspective, I'm not a battle royale fan. Okay, all of them. I'm not a fan of Warzone, not a fan of Fortnite, PUBG. And don't get me wrong, I used to play these games. They make me the worst version of myself. But I've tried talking to World of Warships because they made Nick and Matt both captains. And I'm like, I'm built for this role. Still haven't emailed me. Bro, thanks for the cameo. Melissa's loved it. Swallow my love. Okay, I want to make sure that you got that, man, and you enjoyed it. I appreciate it. We ended up getting one of those kinds of deals for a 60-inch TV for like $260. Got a Series X. I'm telling you guys, that's the thing to do. If you get your tax return, just hold on to it. Hold on to it for a couple of months, and then hit the pawn shops. You will be amazed at what you can walk out of there with. Even as a little dude, it'll be 22s or buffs. Even as a little dude, I'll be buffs or 22s. Valentine. That's fine, but I'm the big spoon. I had to throw it in there. I had to. He's keeping up with Super Chaps. We'll see how long that lasts. Also going through a divorce, so alcohol is on the left, right? Yeah, alcoholism is on the left. Depression is on the right. So just, you can go left. I'm good with that. War Thunder Russian bias. Bro, War Thunder is the reason I don't have any tabs on the back of my keyboard. Okay? Because those fucking T-34s. There's no reason a T-34 should take that much goddamn punishment. Okay? It was a T-34. I will never forget it. Let me break this down for you. I got bored one day with a friend of mine who took us up to tier 10. And I went in there with a little tiny fucking, I can't remember what the tank was. I think it was an Italian tank. And I killed a T-72, which was the wildest thing. But those T-34s, man. Oh, they drive me nuts. AIM-174B, similar in size to the Harpoon. And JASM. Should try to mount it on bombers. Imagine how devastating a flight of B-21s. I shudder to think. So here's the thing. The B, aside from a side profile.
Would you intercept me?
Sorry, I had to do that. Aside from a side profile, and size, I can't tell the difference between a B-21 and a B-2. So what else is in that motherfucker that makes the world go, like, that makes the US go, oh, that's better in every way? Like, that's what I'm curious about. All right. Hate autocorrect, meant to say vids. I'm so sorry. No, dude, it's good. Hey, man, you should see my tweets on Twitter or X or whatever the hell thing. Yeah, you should see those. I have typos all the time. It's because I type fast. Like, my brain works faster than my hands do. That's why I misspell words and shit. It's probably ADHD or autism or both. Speaking of edits, can we see the green balaclava? It is not a green balaclava, believe it or not. And it's not green paint on my face.
Would you intercept me?
What is up, my buddy?
I'd intercept me.
Two things. WPNS 175 said your aircraft facts trumpies and it ain't close. Second, what alcoholic drinks would you associate with your primary characters?
Oh, that's a tough one. That reminds me, I never answered that other guy's. Like, what type of alcohol would I make? Let me answer the alcohol I would make. I gotta stop reading chats because my brain squirrels so easily. It would be a rum. I like rum. But it would be... You guys are gonna make fun of me. A white rum that is for margaritas. Yeah, so it'd be like a lemon lime or something like that. I think that I'm a rum guy. I'm a big time rum guy. So Weapons said, Weapons didn't say that. I know that for sure. Gappers loves triggering Weapons. I think Weapons is in here. What alcoholic drinks would you associate with your characters? Okay, so Buff is absolutely, unequivocally Jack Daniel's original. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I would say the F-15 is a good Scotch. I would say the F-16 is probably more along the lines of Corona. I don't know why. That just feels right. Like, I can't justify it in any way, but Corona feels right. The B-2 abstains from alcohol, but enjoys something else. And last but certainly not least, the F-22 is Four Loko. Original blend. Four Loko. Zima for F-16. Wither!
Would you intercept me?
What is up, my dude? I'm trying to keep up here.
I'd intercept me.
Someone has threatened my throne. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here, Wither. Your throne? I don't know, man. I don't know if they threatened it. You're now tied, Wither. I'm just kidding. You don't got to do that, man. I'm trying to just talk to everybody. Speaking of edits, the green balaclava, I got that one. The Panama flagship touch our boats. You think this is how we get the Panama Canal back? I'm sure there's been crazier reasons for war. So I learned some things very recently, and my buddy Rich, Angry Cops, is doing a video about it, and he taught me these things. Did you know, like, majority of the ships in the world, no matter which country they come from, are flagged in either Libya, coast of Africa, or Panama? And apparently the reason is both of those countries will let you flag a ship anonymously. They're the only two countries on the planet that do that. I didn't know that. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like, look, I'm all about doing some sketchy shit to cover your ass. I've been doing this for a long time. 16 years, okay? I've been doing this for a long time. If I was the captain of that ship and we hit a cargo vessel, I would immediately scramble the rest of the task force to sink said cargo vessel. Not because I think it's a danger, no, but because I want to tell everybody that shows up that, hey, they failed to respond to my hails and were ramming me. I had no choice but to use lethal force. Much easier than saying, oh, we crashed into each other. Yo, Navy, you have had a week. You have had a hell of a week, Navy. Mrs. Linecrosser is texting me like crazy. Oh, Mrs. Linecrosser was on. I guess it died. Hold on. Yep, it's dead. Here's another 10 for the life insurance bribe the wife fund. You know, I'm all about it. I am all about it. Wolfram, you missed everything, bro. You missed everything. I'm just kidding. I love you, buddy. You have to pick one. Mark 19. Stuck Mark 19 round. The Mark 19 is on a $700,000 truck or a misfired missile as far as paperwork. I would pick the Mark 19, and here's why I would pick the Mark 19. Because I learned when I was still a tanker that if you have a round that swells, because, you know, heat, expansion, things like that, right? Although most of the round of an Abrams is like a hardened cardboard plastic thing that all burns up in the tube except for the aft cap. If you literally Google Abrams aft cap, AFTCAP, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not a big shell anymore. But anyways, I digress. They tell you, like in the book, to use the round extractor and try and pull the round out. But every gunnery you'll ever go to in your entire tanker life tells you to kick that round into the breech as hard as you can, because guess what? It can't be swollen if it's fired. And that's the logic behind it. So Mark 19 is why I would pick that, because I don't got to get the Mark 19 round out. I just have to get it into a position it'll shoot. And I can do that. The Alpha Badger let him fly. Russian equipment's in video games. Russian tanks in real life. Bro, I'm still floored by how much damage Ukraine has done. Like, I'm still just floored by it, man. Is this the weekly IBCS support group meeting? Yes, I'm here, ex-Grummy Bear engineer. You're an ex-Grummy Bear? Man, are you? This is probably not a time to tell me, but are you the disgruntled employee that changed a bunch of the code to say, like, repugnant shit in the menus? I would love to find that person, because when I first got on the program, there was an individual who was disgruntled with you know, Grummy Bear, and they had changed a lot of the menus in the code, and they were like, hey, soldiers, while you're using this, if you happen to see anything that just doesn't look right, please notify one of our engineers. And I think the worst we ever found was like, you know, like fucking missile or something like that. But yeah, somebody, disgruntled employee, had done that. Wither, sorry, I'm just kidding, but likes Jack Daniels. Me and Jack are not friends anymore. Okay, so before Afghanistan, me and Jack were buddies. Drink responsibly, folks. Me and Jack were buddies. But after Afghanistan, I don't know what in my body changed. I don't know what happened, but I'm 3 shots of Jack from fighting the biggest dude in the room, and I don't know why. And it doesn't even taste good anymore. Like, it hits the back of my throat and just, like, it's not good. And maybe it's because I drank too much of it. Same feeling with vodka. Like, Patron, white tequila in general, puts me to sleep. Straight to sleep. I have literally not passed out. I took a nap in the middle of a lap dance at a gentleman's club one time. And she was doing everything she was supposed to. I was like, well, cool, whatever. But I like covered myself in my jacket because my jacket was so warm. And the next thing I know, I was getting 86 by the bouncer. So, whatever. Rum just makes me happy. So does wine. But yeah. A10 equals moonshine. The gross shit, extremely effective. Yeah, I don't know if I go moonshine. Yeah, moonshine's fair. The Batfish Submarine? I know nothing about the Batfish Submarine. I've never even heard of that. I bet your favorite intercept was Mrs. HLC.
Haven't been able to intercept that one yet today.
I don't know why I said it as the kid. You know what, Mrs. HLC, if you're still in chat, if we decide to consummate the Valentine's Day, I'm gonna talk as either the kid or the buff. Oh yeah, do that. I'm sorry, I can't. Oh man. My girlfriend's high school friend passed away today from cancer. Shit, man, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Damn, there goes tonight. I know. I'll be supportive, damn it. That's the thing, for better or for worse, all that stuff. But I'm sorry to hear about your girlfriend's friend. It's always rough finding out people pass away, man. Like, this is... Did the PTSD join the chat? We call it spicy nostalgia here. Thank you. My description says wallways. Oh my god, did I do that? Oh my... Hold on. Let me fix it. Yeah? Now what does it say? No, you're good. Oh no, the Mark 19 was fired and the round misfired and got stuck in the barrel on top of the truck. Oh yeah, and calling EOD for that is fun. So which one for the misfired missile? Also possibly Flight 8 in March? No shit. The missile's honestly less paperwork because I really just got to write a sworn statement, like, take a few pictures, like this is what happened. And the Mark 19, someone has to take that apart. And if it's got a golden goose egg in there, it's not going to be me. We call it an anti-boat touching group. Will HLC be my Valentine? I'll be anyone's Valentine who needs me to be. Provided that doesn't entail my booty. I had my first VA appointment this week. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all probably too much information, but went in there, the nurse practitioner doing my physical exam, handed me a paper, and she's like, look, they want me to do a couple of other exams. She didn't do it like that. She told me exactly what they were. And she's like, you can sign at the bottom here. If you're willing to let me do it, I'll do it with a chaperone. She goes, if not, you can do it with, another, like, we can get a male in here to do it. And I was like, oh, that's fine. The government has seen enough of me. And then, like, I signed it, and I was like, no big deal. And then I watched her typing on the computer, and she had very, very long, squared-off fingernails, and my immediate thought was, I'm going to get internal bleeding. Yeah, I could have been killed, guys. I could have been killed. Where's the maid costume? You know what? You guys, that has become a thing now. Like, everyone's wondering where it is, what's going on with it. No shit. Sorry, I was just reading Bully's one. Thanks for being my sort of Valentine's today. May you and the missus be nice and warm. As for me, I'm avoiding my husband because his version of warmth is unideal right now. I don't know if I fully understand that, but I'm glad you're here, Lily. Appreciate you being here. Do I like vodka? No. Years ago, I was a janitor at Ivinson Memorial Hospital, and I used to drink 50-50 screwdrivers. I now still love orange juice, but I'm not a fan of vodka, but in the slightest. Like, not a fan. You were hardware, not software, but thank you for confirming the urban legend. Yeah, we were briefed by good old Norgru. And yeah, we had found, I think it was just that. Did we find a couple other ones? I don't know, it was a short test, so I don't know. You redesigned the S280? Homie. It is better in every way than the previous little BCP shelter they had. The only exception I would request is maybe an expando van next time, and I'm sure that was restricted for you, which is fine. It's just 10 consoles better than 2, but I like where your head's at. Did you hear the Great China is accusing Australia of violating its airspace? Well, Australia has their entire fleet of F-35s now. Do you think you could make battle carriers work, or is it a lost cause? So here's the thing. The difference between... Hold on. If I don't refresh it, it'll say Wallways. Oh my god.
Would you intercept me?
Lily!
I'd intercept me.
He is laying down farts from the kitchen to the bedroom. Anywhere, here. This covers the maid costume and the stockings and the ears. Joking.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Mrs. Linecrosser also sent me a screenshot of when you said it before. I'm so sorry, Lily. That's, you know, check the nails be the jiggly finger. Oh yeah, now I just got to it. No, I mean, they got their F-35, so we'll see. Are the characters fully independent of you in your head? The funny answer is yes, and sometimes I don't know who's in charge. The honest, like legitimate answer is once I develop a character, like it doesn't, like it's not the first time. Once I use a character a few times and I kind of understand, like, you know, I got them felt out about how the things that they'll say and what they'll do. I will make my video and then things will just pop into my head and it's like, man, boom, Grandpa Buff would totally say this. The kid would totally say this. You guys may not know this, but I don't even, most of the time, except for like minor notes about like what happened, I don't write my scripts. I literally sit here and I think of every single line and I put them all together. I don't write any of them down. And for some people, that's what they do, and other people they don't. A functional schizophrenic. Yes, let's do that. Hey, HLC, about making a video about Buff's operation and spent 35 hours without touching the ground mid-air refueling. Yes, I did a while ago. I thought that was the one where he went from Virginia or somewhere in the United States. I remember reading about it, and then they refueled 4 times on their way to Iraq, which literally kicked off Desert Storm. The only thing that fired before them were the Apaches that blew through the first air defense system. They started the party, and then they flew all the way back. If I remember correctly, that's the one you're talking about. Vodka fueled Da. The Great West Taiwan. He's laying down. There we go. There it is. Truman is dat. Likes to grind ships. Is DADT. I'm not familiar with the term DADT. Dad? I don't know. Bro, Franklin 2024 sticker on my SXX. People love it. Dude, that's awesome. I need to get one. I have the shirt, and the shirt isn't for sale anymore, but I didn't get it. Maybe I did have a bunker sticker. It's bunker branding, so I'm half right. Did you hear the Chinese drone makers are removing all the limits on the US so the Chinese drones can fly over anything, but not in China? Yeah, I would not be surprised. Because this is the thing, that's additional software and development that they have to do. And it's probably cheaper not to do it. Plus, the people buying those drones, they're the ones getting arrested. No one goes and sues DJI. I mean, maybe, but doubtful. You should go CB Museum in Port Hueneme, California. I do have California on my list for more than a few reasons. I don't know where I'm going to start and where I'm going to end up, but California, I'm not interested. Like, I don't want to go to LA. I have no interest in LA. But I do want to go to Cali for reasons. When is my next live? I'm live every Friday at 1800. But we're not even halfway through this one. How's it going with my VA claim? I mean, they went and checked everything out. I'm still waiting on kind of where they rate me at and like what's legit, what's not legit. I'm not. My brother did it. Oh. The great Russian military always wins. Gappers. Oh, man. I mean, if the measure of a successful war is losing more troops than the enemy, Russia is really doing well. Now, naturally, I also, that's satirical in general, because you always lose more troops attacking than defending. That's simple battlefield fucking statistics. That being said, I want to put it in perspective. People like, oh, Russia lost, 20 million people. Yeah. 17 million of those were civilians that starved to death in Russia. They didn't lose 20 million troops. They lost 3 million troops. I don't know. That's just what the internet says. I wasn't there. But yes. Don't ask, don't tell. My bad. Dude, it's been forever since I saw that. Whoa, hang on. What did Wilson say? Chris Wilson. I'm not. My brother did it. Oh, shit, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Protocol 4 happens at the 1 hour mark. Yes. Oh, your dad taught you military time. Cheap Chinese 5th gen fighters made out of old plastic bottles. I really think the Chinese are trying to gaslight us. Now, there are areas that China excels in. There are absolutely areas that China excels in. And these are areas that have been refined for years. Number one, they excel in cyber warfare. Have you ever looked up when you guys watch my USA versus the World China video, count how many systems are remanufactured or different versions of a stolen system that they found. They do it all the time. They're very, very good at gathering information. And maybe it's because the Chinese understand the internet better than we do. I don't know. They excel at their propaganda videos. Oh man, but I wouldn't say honestly, I would say out of everybody in the world, either the Houthis or Hamas make the best propaganda videos. Iran, yeah, they do some drone flying around a missile and then they fire the missile with everything blurred out around it because the missile's being fired from a civilian infrastructure and they fucking know that. But yeah, Chinese propaganda videos are pretty damn good, man. Yo, Mr. Terry's here? What is up, Mr. Terry? Here, we'll give you some horns. Come on, turn on Stream Deck. Can I get a... Oh. Yeah. Someone's gonna sound clip that. Shit. Will you be going to the National Museum of Intelligence and Special Operations on opening day? I will not be at that because I'm not even sure when opening day is. But everything is on the table. Literally every museum. There's a short list of things that I really want to go to, that are high on my priority list, but also dependent on time. Right now, between doing army things, getting out of the army things, and still trying to maintain social media. Guys, yesterday, I was at work, doing regular work, not PT, at 8 a.m., and I shut down and finally got done for the night with everything I had to do throughout the day at 11 p.m. So I'm trying. I'm trying, guys. I'm fucking desperate. I'm giving the old college try, but I'm only one dude. Inquiring minds want to know, before your nurse did the examination, did they stretch out the fingers and say, how sweet fresh meat? No. I thought about telling jokes, but it's also in the moment, when things are okay, I tell jokes at awkward times, and I will tell you, at least in my personal experience, medical professionals don't find them nearly as funny as I do. So I've had to kind of just shut my mouth when I'm near medical professionals. So yeah. Can we suggest to Eli to bring Reed Timmer into Unsub to see if Reed... Gotta go storm chasing. I'm sorry. I'm still tired from yesterday, guys. I apologize. Hey, Mrs. Linecrosser, you should totally bring me one of those awesome drinks. You can come up here and get the glass from yesterday. One of those drinks sounds really good right now. To whom it may concern was 75 rounds per second. The old gal. This is the thing. We don't know physically how big we could make a minigun. There's no limit. We've never found that physical limit that we just couldn't design hardware to spin that big of barrel that fast and throw that many rounds and disperse heat. We don't know. We just stopped at 30. We went to 37 with Air Defense One. If you were over on Pepperbox and you saw the fat electrician in me, we went to 37. And then we went back to the GAU 8 at 30. Did we fly too close to the sun? Did we pull an Icarus? What's going on here? We don't know how big we can make a Gatling gun. Now God damn it, my tism is tickled. Now I want to find out where the biggest Gatling gun ever made was. Prison Doctor, thank you so much, my dude. Need diversity on this show. Need a DEI gay carrier. I've thought about for a long time making a naval carrier gay, but I don't know. Honor to be Hornworthy. Thank you so much, Mr. Terry. I had so much fun, Mr. Terry, on your show. If you're still in here, I know I'm trying to catch up with everything. I had so much fun doing that. Like, seriously, anytime you want me to go on there and do like History Jeopardy, I'm there. I'm absolutely there, man. I had so much fun. Think our GPUs are expensive. Now I got a 4090. I'm gonna run that bitch until it doesn't work anymore. People, dude, some of these computer guys, they're like, it's an addiction. The 5090 came out and they're like, I got one the day it came out. I have to have it. For what? Like, legitimately, I can render a video, watch a 4K video on one of my screens while playing fucking Call of Duty on this one, and my GPU's at like 30%. That's fine. I'm good. Like, why do you need a 5090? Like, logically, I don't know. No fake Barry? Who's fake Barry? Soldier humor is all about capturing the moment. Mm-hmm. Crying in 2060 Super. Hey, my first computer I ever built was a 2060. And then when COVID came around and GPUs skyrocketed, so what is it? Newegg, good place by the way. They have like a weekly raffle where they give like heavy discounts on items. And what they were doing is everything was inflated, so they were selling GPUs at MSRP. Instead of inflating them like everybody else. But they would only sell one or two of them and you had to get selected. So I got selected and I got a 3080. Or was it a 3060? I don't know, it was a 30 series. And I was like, hell yeah. And then when everything came down, I was like, look, I'm getting a 4090 before they get astronomically expensive again. So then I got that. Hospital is not a joking area, I found apparently. It could be. My favorite medical joke, all bleeding stops eventually. That is true. An A10 that sounds like Macho Man Randy Savage. So I did with Angry Cops a while ago, man. I made a video called Angry Chops. And he did a Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't do one very good. He does a phenomenal one. But he did it as an Apache. And I haven't been able to do the Apache ever since because it was just such a good character that he put together. I was really happy about it. Chris Wilson, thank you so much, my dude. Full send around Doc with jokes might speed it up. Dude, Doc, but there's a difference between Doc and regular medical professionals. Hang on, Mrs. Linecrosser is texting me. She's like, answer this, please. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No one you know. Sorry. You're asking, the question was about Pepperbox. Is it a whole all-in-one subscription? Or is it you got to subscribe to each individual one? No, it's all in one. It's all inclusive. So like all the videos that we do here on YouTube where I'm like, hey, check this out. This is blah, blah, blah. This video is sponsored by so-and-so. Those are all cut out. Every single video, those are cut out. Those don't exist. There's no stopping for ads. There's no nothing. And all the jokes that I can't get away with here, we get away with over there. There's also several different exclusives. I have an exclusive series of my green screen called HLC State of Mind. I try and at least get 2 of those a month out. Those are green screen videos, but they're all about history. And then I do Kind of Consensual with Nick, Eli, and Rich. And that is a podcast where we tell your stories. And then we do Habitually Fat, which is only over there on Pepperbox, where Nick and I go to different museums. We're trying to get the next one lined up. My schedule's crazy. His schedule's crazy. We're desperately trying, guys. And we're hoping to do like a couple of them so that way we can stagger them. Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, full send around Doc with jokes. Doc is the medic of the group is the gayest straight man that you'll ever meet. I played gay chicken with a medic, and I've regretted it ever since. His name was Justin Gleba. And
would you
Gleba
intercept
kissed
me? I'd intercept me.
I can't tell you how much I agree with you with the addition of computer components. Have a coworker that is barely making rent, but God forbid he doesn't get the newest piece of tech. He will lose his shit.
See, that's the thing, Wither. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, priorities. Life is all about priorities. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have just a million hobbies to do and other stuff, but responsibility comes first. And I think that comes with a level of maturity that not a lot of people have. Financial maturity will do better for you guys in every aspect of life than anything else. Oh, Prison Doctor, I'm sorry. You did have a question, but you didn't. It didn't go through. Hold on. Either way, please carry on being a star, and Mrs. HLC is just as cool. Thank you from a sad boy from the UK. Prison Doctor, thank you so much. Mrs. Linecrosser is watching. She's sending me stuff. So Prison Doctor, thank you so much, man. You didn't have to. You really don't have to. I try and get to everything I can. You have a 1070 and need an upgrade? Yeah, okay. 10 series, homie. We got to talk. It's time for an intervention. What are you playing at 320p, man? Grandpa Buff once did a circumnavigation of the world to get a nonstop flight record. We turned the bomb base.
Would you intercept me?
That I didn't know.
I'd intercept
Python
me.
King!
So GPUs are needed when the new ones come out due to newer games having heavy ray tracing, which was supposed to help up detailing with older games. Newer games now use ray tracing more and more, causing the consumer to have to buy the new GPUs.
You know, that's the thing though. And you guys are going to laugh at me. Like, yes, I build computers. I don't even fully understand what ray tracing is. I know that when I had it turned on a beta test of a game, my GPU, like the game kept crashing. And I was like, why is it crashing? And I went and checked my GPU temperature. And it was like fucking meltdown. Like Chernobyl was happening in my PC. Okay. So I turned off ray tracing. And that's a 4090. And the game ran perfectly fine. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in here. Stephen Dale Wilson, I miss you every day. Is that your dad? I'm not sure, Chris. I'm unfamiliar with who that is, but you have my thoughts and prayers, my dude. 4090 for the win here. Had mine before HLC. Hush up, Wolfram. Hello there, Mr. Linecrosser. I love how you say hello. That's great. I love it. Hello. Crying and POS that can't run Minecraft. But hold on, Minecraft has changed. It was originally like an 8-bit game, and I mean, the graphics are circumstantially the same, but because it has so much going on internally, the game is actually pretty heavy of a load on a computer now. Happy Friday! What is up, Kitty? How you doing? Is Pepperbox one subscription? Oh, I just got to that. Yeah, no, it's one subscription, one and done. Now you can follow different creators on the platform to see when they, to get notified when they post new stuff. Apparently, as long as I'm quoting several people in my comment section on Pepperbox. Quote, HLC is literally half of Pepperbox. Look, guys, I want the platform to grow. I enjoy making stuff there because I don't have to nerf what I'm trying to say. I can say that vulgar thing and I can really make the joke hit harder. And that, for me, that's the rewarding thing. Because ultimately I got into this to make people smile and laugh. And I love this YouTube following. I will never turn my back on it. I love all the rest of the followings that I have on the free platforms. I will never turn my back on you guys. There's also some restrictions here because these are free platforms. So therein, lies some of the issue. But yeah, Pepperbox is awesome. Strongly recommend. I have Pepperbox. Like, obviously I'm a creator on there, but I also have Pepperbox and I watch the shit out of it. I actually let my father-in-law watch it too. He loves it. Little hurtful though, because I see his watch list. It's almost all The Fat Electrician. Little painful. I thought I was a good creator too, but apparently Nick is better in every way. Little painful there, Tim. But no, it's okay. Let me see. Pepperbox work on a Fire Stick. Yes. We had a Fire Stick and it was having some hiccups. I talked to Jake. We switched to a Roku, but we wanted to do that anyways. But it does work on a Fire Stick. It works on your cell phone, tablet, all that stuff. Yeah, honestly, I really, really like. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I have some skin in the game, so take it with a grain of salt. I think there is a free trial you can get of Pepperbox. Go to pepperbox.tv. Again, not a paid advertisement. Well, I guess I do make some from the platform, so I guess I may have to click this as a paid advertisement. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, honestly, I really enjoy it. I share my login with my family members. They get to use it. It's not like, you know, Netflix where it's like, fucking, are you in two places at once? We can't. No, they don't do that, man. Like, I'm all about it. T-249, largest Gatling on a tank, 37 millimeter rotary cannon. We can do better. I think we can go 40, folks. I really think so. 30, like 40 seems reasonable. 50 seems maybe a little excessive. 60 is American. We need a 60, no, fuck that, 81. Let's put mortars in that bitch. 81 millimeter Gatling gun. America, make it happen. It'll probably only fit on a boat, but I'm here for it. We need that. 155, that's... Do you know the blast radius? Okay, just so you guys know, doctrinally based, the kill radius of a 155 HE, flat ground, not talking rocks and mountains and shit like that, flat ground if you're standing in an open field with no cover, the kill radius on a 155 is 150 feet. Now imagine that at 3,000 of those a minute. We might have, that might create a new super weapon. Yeah, that Canada, get on it. You're the only ones who get away with it. HLC, if and when you come to Tucson for the Pima Air and Space Museum, can you announce it before? I would like to come and meet you guys. So Patrick, I don't know, nothing against anyone. We may, okay, I don't want to speak for Nick. I would be perfectly fine. You know, if I'm going somewhere to do videotaping, not meet you guys there, because I'll be totally honest with you. This is going to sound really strange. Performing in front of people makes me really, really feel uncomfortable. And so part of my job there during that show is obviously to be entertaining, be interactive, make jokes. So doing that with like a crowd following me, fucking weird. But to like meet a group of people beforehand and like, hey man, let's, you know, I'll be here having a couple beers. You guys can come on down and say hi. I'm okay with that. Am I ready for the weather next week? Probably not. We actually had a lady who was very, very not good. I'm not a cat owner. I have 3 dogs technically. I'm not a cat owner. I adamantly disagree with outdoor cats. There's been numerous studies about the damage that can happen to them and the damage they do to the area. Okay, I'm adamantly against it. But today, I was literally napping on the couch, and outside our front door, wah! Like this cat screaming, and I had Fritz on my legs, the other dog, and I was like, hey, can you go check? That's a cat. Like, I want to make sure it's not getting killed or anything. And it was just yelling at our front door. And it was like 40 degrees outside and like blowing wind and shit, and we're like, that's, you know, the sun's about to go down. Like, this is not good. Called the number on the caller, and she's like, oh, well, she gets out, and, you know, she likes to go out and explore. And I'm like, that cat gets out, and while we're having these winter storms, it's going to be dead. 6 indoor cats. Hold on, America. I'm still trying to get down to it. Pepperbox is awesome. I totally agree. How dark is dark on Pepperbox? I wish I could. I'm trying to genuinely think about like how I could phrase some of the things that I and other creators have said on there without getting me banned on YouTube. And thus far, I cannot think of one. HLC and Company, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much, Paula. Oh my God, it's the 1 hour mark, which means it is protocol 4. And I'm just gonna slowly reach over. Let's see if I'm trying to do it while they're sleeping. Oh, he heard it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I was trying to do it quiet. Hi, Buffalo. You want to hop up? You want to hop up and say hi? Come on. That's a good boy. You don't get no more. No, you don't get no more. You already ate it. You want to say hi to everybody? Speak. There we go. Okay. That was a nice little speak. That wasn't a scream. Good boy. All right. All right. Your Valentine's Papa John's. It's not that dark. I mean, I've made some things that I don't think I'll get away with here. I've said some things. Just skip to CM. An Iowa class cow 8. Okay, now we're, 16-inch fucking gal. Let's make it happen. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up here. Screw that 81 millimeter. Nah, it's 16-inch gun. Go big or go fucking home. That's excessive. Oh my god, my chat is freezing up again. That gun possibly doable. B25G, nah, had a 75. Oh, it did. Yeah, it did. I know. Well, that was a single 75. That was one. A Gatling. That's a lot of push. 81 millimeter Gatling on an AC-130. The Paladin in the sky. The enemy's that way. Copy. Deleting that way. Like that. That is the epitome of that. Because I think what's the kill radius on an 81? I want to say it's like 20 meters, maybe something like that. Good day, HLC. Love the first habitually fat. Was really interesting. I learned a lot. Sorry, you just said good day, so I went immediately into that. Thank God for Pepperbox. The world needed more HLC. Digging with AC was hilarious. Check on Operation Black Buck and the failed refueling. I will have to. I don't know why I read that whole thing in that accent. I didn't need to do that, but I did. Yeah, also, I do random things on Pepperbox that aren't anywhere else. Like, I went and dug holes with Angry Cops. And I had so much fun making that video. It is probably my most watched on Pepperbox. A couple of beers on me and some barbecue. Thank you so much, Patrick. What is your thoughts on the Fallout games show? Okay, the games. Not my style. I can appreciate the storyline. Me personally, Bethesda games, they require too much this. And I don't like putting that much into it. Like, Borderlands is Fallout with less serious shit and more wiener and fart jokes. That's why I like Borderlands. I'm a huge Borderlands junkie. By the way, Borderlands 4 coming out September 23rd, 2025, in case you haven't heard. And if you're wondering, do I have a countdown on my phone? You're abso-fucking-lutely correct. Anyways. So, the show, however, I really enjoy the show. I really do, because it's all of the story. Like, Fallout games are very rich in story. It's those games without me having to try and think about stuff. Like, it's just boom. Cody's videos are a whole new vibe. Yo, when you don't hear the freedom quacks and you hear like actual stuff, yeah, Cody's videos are very, very different on Pepperbox. Like, you're like, and he does the breakdown. You're like, it's a different feeling, man. Chocolate harem for Canon. Thanks for captions. I'm happy to oblige there, Ping. Somebody was against the they did not like the hard captions that I put in my videos, and I explained to them, I said, I do have a population of deaf people who enjoy my videos, so I try and make sure that there's always captions there. Borderlands 2 is the best Borderlands. I agree with you. I agree. Shortly followed by, and here's a hot take, Borderlands 3. Oh, Mrs. Linecrosser? What? Yeah! Oh, hush up, you fat dog. Oh, there's no sugar in that, but it's delicious. OG Fallout is not Bethesda. It's not?
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
I have two questions: soft or hard shell tacos? Or how much to put on the maid outfit?
Okay. If they're fresh and I don't have to take them anywhere, like if I'm buying like tacos to go, soft all day long. If I'm there and I'm getting tacos, hard shell all day. As for the maid outfit, I don't know if it'll be making another come around or another round until after I'm out of the military, because I do have my concerns about that getting to the army. And I'm like, okay, well, I wore it once. Fuck it. We'll just not do it again. So I respectfully decline. Ray tracing is how games make light look realistic. It goes a lot to math to make it shiny. Oh. If you guys haven't played Enshrouded, I think... So I like survival games. They're like my favorite genre right now. By the way, I have no idea how Craftopia hasn't been sued by Nintendo. That's literally survival version of Breath of the Wild. Now, I know some of you are going to hear that and be like, it's what? Yes, Craftopia on Steam is Breath of the Wild survival. and it's just as in depth. But anyways, I digress. Did I reply to your buff comment, America? I thought I did. Sorry. But anyways, Enshrouded. Sorry, I was reading something else. See, that's what I squirrel. Enshrouded is made by kind of an indie studio called Keen Games. Actually, they are an indie studio. And have you ever heard of a band that one member of the band you can tell is better at their instrument than everybody else? Like, have you ever listened to the band Amaranth? The drummer is better than every other member of that band. And I say that as a drummer. Like, I've listened to that band, and some of their stuff, don't get me wrong, it's technical. That drummer is doing shit that no human should be able to do. Okay? But anyways, Keen Games came together, and they have, like, I mean, the gameplay, pretty good. The menus, the UI, pretty good. The land, like the map, I'd say it's pretty damn good. It's in depth. There's a lot of detail. Whoever made their lighting doesn't make enough money. Like, that guy, like, everyone else is on a certain level. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but whoever made the lighting in Enshrouded, the guy is like a fucking god of lighting. Like, it's insane. You're in that game and you're like, dude, the lighting is phenomenal. It's wild. I've listened to Nightwish Stone. Look up Project Highwater, Apollo program. All right, let me just, I'll look it up because now I'm curious. Not because you told me to. Experiment carried out as the part of 2 of the test flights of NASA's Saturn 1. Decided to investigate what happens when water is suddenly released into the ionosphere. No shit. So yeah, actually I was looking at it. Sorry, I know I just went off like I just shut down there. That's how I am when I do research. Wither!
I'd intercept me.
All right, I must take my leave. Y'all stay safe and have a good Valentine's Day.
You take it easy, man. Fat ass beware dip, cream cheese, 1 pound sausage, 1 can, Rotel, cook and strain sausage and drain at gain weight. What? What? Fat ass beware dip? Is that what it's literally called? 81 millimeter Gatling on an AC-130. Name it the Necromancer. We're gonna name it Steve. Like, we should just name shit stupid. Does Pepperbox go get as dark as Vet TV? Yes. And then some. Oh my god, I think I've skipped some stuff. No, I didn't. All right, my chat is being stupid. Does Nox have werewolf DNA? No, he has he's Australian Shepherd, Pitbull, Booze Hound, with a whole lot of autism. I love that dipshit. Like, he is my best friend in the whole wide world. I love that dude. I'm gonna be crushed when he finally has to go away. Husband can do a spot on Krieg the Psycho. I have Krieg on my shin. My whole right leg is Borderlands. I got to get it finished, but my whole right leg is Borderlands. Nintendo's probably holding back after they lost a lawsuit to Pal World. Yeah, I think they filed a whole bunch of new patents. Regarding survival games, The Long Dark is my Zen garden. I've seen The Long Dark, but I haven't played it, so I may have to check that one out. I do like 7 Days to Die. Nox is out for now. He's seeping. He's a seepy boy. If the Germans could machine 800 millimeter artillery, I think, and yeah, in the 40s, we can turn into a Gatling gun with a military budget larger than some countries. You know, it's yeah, we could do it. I mean, probably. I don't know if it'll work. Lunchbox, did I skip your super chat? Where's it at? Hold on, I'm trying to stay on top of it, man. Bury the legacy. I'm going up as far as I can, but my chat keeps freezing. I'm sorry, man. What was your super chat, Lunchbox? Just tell me. Oh, yeah, Drive to Wichita Falls. I saw that. Why didn't I talk about it? I could have swore I just saw it. Where was it at? There it is. HLC, Mrs. HLC, Drive to Wichita Falls. I've been there. Decent ramen there. It's not bad. That's also where I got my vasectomy at. Yep, I know where it is. Go to El Norteño on North Burnett. It will be the best Mexican food you've ever had, I promise. Lunchbox, that's a tall order, man. That's Mrs. Linecrosser. If you're watching, I'll put it in my notes. I'll put it in my notes because I'm willing to try. But that's a tall order, Lunchbox. You know my wife is from New Mexico. Like, that part of the country is Flavor Alley, man. I'm willing to give it a shot. Mrs. Linecrosser screenshotted it and she sent it to me. She goes, "Let's go." All right. We're going to give it a shot. We are going to give it a shot, man. What's a foreskin Zen? Did I say foreskin Zen? 120 millimeter Gatling gun, dragon farts. Wither, thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry, I just got to your super chat. Squirrel, yeah, I saw them in Omaha a few years ago. We're talking about Sabaton. I would love to go to a Sabaton show. I've never been. I would love to. The downside is I want to go to a Sabaton show, but I don't want to be shoved into a group of people. I don't like people. This is the thing. You guys might find that strange because like my profession is like entertaining. I am an introvert through and through. And the only way that I can usually keep myself like sane when I'm in a public place and a lot of people know who I am and want to interact with me, which by the way, always do that. 100% of the time when you see me, no matter what is happening, obviously be polite. Just like if I'm speaking to somebody, just give me a second. But 100% of the time, come up and say hello. But what I'm saying is the way that I keep myself like sane is when someone comes up and says hello, I act like they're the only person in existence. Like I give them my complete undivided attention for a little while. We get to know each other. Hey, you want to take a picture? Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, let's do that. I have no idea what brand of headphones Eli uses with his Panini press. I feel like next time I go to San Antonio, I'm going to find out. And then I'm going to get 3 pairs of them. I'm going to send one to Rich, one to Nick, and then I'm going to get the 3rd pair. And just one day when we get on to Kind of Consensual, we're all going to be wearing them for no reason. But yeah, so every time I interact with somebody who wants to talk to me, which is fine. I'm totally good with it. I understand the position that I'm in. Like I totally get it. I zone in on that one person and they get my undivided attention. I do that obviously because number one, it keeps me sane. But number two, it also, if I met somebody that I watch their content, I like being around them and I was excited to speak to them. If they were only half like paying attention to me, I would feel a little bit different about them. So I want to make sure that every time someone comes up and says hello, I give them my undivided attention. Now I know it's an unrealistic expectation to always have a good interaction with every single person you meet. I understand that, but I will always try. I always try and put my best foot forward. I will 100% say I'll never cross paths with you. I'm a homebody from Oregon. My sister lives in Portland. Are my dogs skinwalkers? Are you two skinwalkers? If one of them had stood up on their hind legs right there, I want you to know I would fill this entire room with shit. I know what a skinwalker is. I'm familiar. I spent several years in the American Southwest. I'm very well versed in what a skinwalker is. Oh, how is Sis doing, by the way? She's good. She's getting better every day. It's still taking a toll on her. She's tired, but she was telling me, she's like, the other day my hip popped and I almost collapsed. And I was like, yeah. Mrs. Linecrosser, I love you, but you're texting the shit out of me. Fraz he's all skin. Oh my God.
Would you intercept me?
Fraz is a skinwalker.
I'd intercept
Fritz.
me.
Love your vids, great to get a chance to say hello and give a donation. Love the buff.
The buff loves you. I want you to know that sometimes I touch myself thinking of Metavo Dragon.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's where I was telling you guys earlier. Like, I don't really know who's in charge. Like, yes, obviously I'm an entertainer, but when he said the buff and did that, I'm like, the buff would say something like this. So I have to, it just kind of happens. Okay. Like that's, what's the over under on World War III Saturday? You know, what's crazy is apparently Hamas came to negotiate. They, I guess after the threat, they're like, hey, we'll be willing to talk now. We'll be willing to release people, which is ultimately the goal. In this thing, like the more that I learn about it, the more I just feel bad for innocent Palestinians who have nothing to do with it. Like, that's the thing. I don't feel bad for Hamas. I don't. They need to be exterminated. Like, you're a terrorist organization. Regardless of the fact that the United States and, like, I don't know, 20 other countries don't recognize Palestine as a state, you still need to be handed that fucking humble pie. Because there are people living under your rule, and, oh no. Everything just stopped working. Do you guys still see me? Okay. Well, let me close out of that. Docs. Let me get the chat back. The chat completely whited out and froze. There we go. Do I play TTRPG? I'm not sure what, like a role-playing game? Not really. Do I mess with my troops speaking as a buff? You know what's crazy is in person, I love what I do, right? I love my job. I love being in the military. I love the guys that I work with, most of them. But it's funny that they all know what I do, right? Like, they all know that I'm a creator on YouTube. They all know that I'm relatively successful. And they all find a reason to go out of their way to remind me that I ain't shit. And those are the friends you can count on. Those are the ones that matter. I want you to know that. Like, no matter how big you get in life, like Ryan Reynolds is a fucking international superstar. I bet he has a childhood friend that he talks to every once in a while. He's like, just remember, you ain't fucking shit and you got a big stupid head. Like, I just want you to know that no matter how big you get in life, Franklin plushies. I'm on it. I'm on it, Casey. I'm trying. Trust me. You still see me? Okay, you guys still see me? Why do big boys love tiny beds? Because if it fits, it sits, even if it's fats. Knox has a medical condition. It's called fat. Real medical condition. Franklin in a maid outfit. Have I booped the fat electrician yet? No, I haven't even tried. I need to. Tabletop role-playing game. You talking like D&D? Last time I was deployed, I played a lot of D&D. He looks straight up after you call him fat. If I say anything, he's gonna jump up. Like, I can't say anything. Your cat contracted a bit of fat. Does Pepperbox have plans to have a live streaming feature? Yes. Pepperbox, it's coming eventually. I don't know when it's coming. They also want to have a live sport of some kind. My suggestion was, I can't even remember the name of it, but the MMA that they do with like suits of armor, where they beat the shit out of each other like knights. That needs to be Pepperbox's sport right there. First time watching me stream live? Well, here you go. I'm just kidding. You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Is it HEMA? What does HEMA stand for? Have you and the gang thought of ghost hunting at a haunted place and you, in fact, fat electrician and angrier cops? So we don't. However, Eli's wife? Fiance? I don't know. Sav is, by the way, one of the most, like, that's what I love about that whole group of people, the unsub people. All the wives don't give a fuck. Like, it's funny as hell because, like, you get like those women that have like the army wife sticker. You know, I'm a Marine wife, I'm an army wife, I'm a whatever. Or some of them do the husband shit too, and they're like, they wear someone else's achievements as their own. And there are thousands of those. But like every single one of the unsub wives are just like, my husband's stupid. He just fucking makes people laugh. Like it's great. They all downplay it, by the way. But Sav, she has a show called Ghosted. It's actually here on YouTube. And where her and Dave, I think he uses his regular name on there. Dave, which is Show's husband. Show is Eli's, like one of Eli's partners, like assistant. She works unsub. I don't know. Show is a fucking godsend, by the way. Show is phenomenal. She translates Eli into normal human speak, which is great. Anyways, they have a show on here on YouTube called Ghosted, and they have asked me and Mrs. Linecrosser when we want to go on a ghost hunting trip with them. And I said, here's the thing, there's only 2 rules I have, and the second one is a surprise for all of you. But the first one is I will go nowhere by myself. You guys can say what you want to. I don't like spooky shit. I am a bitch with spooky shit. I will fight the biggest dude in the room. That doesn't bother me. I will talk shit while he knocks me unconscious. I'm not a good fighter, by the way. Not a good one. But anyways, I will get the shit rocked out of me. I won't go into a spooky, haunted, dark building. Won't do it. I don't like it. I also don't like spiders. Hello, you've just joined. Welcome. Alcoholism is on the left. Depression is on the right. Please be careful not to trip and fall into any feelings. We need an episode of Aircraft playing D&D. That would actually be kind of fun. There's a lot of ideas that I have that I want to do like spin-offs and like weird things with. It's just a matter of right now having the time. Once I'm done with the Army and my schedule frees up a whole lot more, I'm excited about the possibilities of the content I can create. It's Valentine's Day, yeah. Electric Buzz. I almost said Electabuzz. I'm a Pokemon fan. If Buff was a Skinwalker, I'd turn to F15 speed. Need a Pepperbox exclusive of pig jousting. All right, guys, you heard it here first. If Jake or any of the other Pepperbox people see this, we need to do pig jousting. I volunteer. First round, me versus Jack Mandeville. Shirts are optional. Helmets are mandatory. No cups. Let's make it happen. By the way, Jack Mandeville is... So, Jack is hilarious. If you guys don't know who Jack Mandeville is, he's fucking hilarious. You've probably seen his face. But Jack, aside from being hilarious, is probably one of the smartest humans I've ever spoken to. Like, it's wild. When Jack just opens up and starts talking about shit that he notices, Jack is insanely smart, man. F-35 is the DM trying to hold it all together. Good morning from Perth, Washington? I don't know what WA is, I'm sorry. Is that a country or state? Is that Washington? You love Jack, yes. Need the maid outfit? Not happening. Not until I'm out. Once I'm out, fucking, I'll go to the range in that bitch. I'll do a range day in the maid outfit. I don't fucking care. Oh, not HEMA. It's medieval MMA. Got it. My bad. It appears to be Russian. Oh, I don't want that then. We need an American version. Wales, Western Australia. My bad. Western Australia. Wait, hold on. Let me look at... I'm doing Australia in my head. Don't take this the wrong way. I didn't know people lived in Western Australia. Like, I'm not being a smartass. Like, because I know Sydney is down there, and then you got, like, New Zealand, or no, maybe it's Tasmania's over there. New Zealand and Tasmania are fucking up there somewhere. And then this whole side, and there's, like, the outback. And I didn't know anyone actually lived out there. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying. Perth, Western Australia. Okay. Buff is asking if anyone wants a Mountain Dew from the kitchen. No, he's not. Prison fighting Australia. Fucking... Honestly, as long as I don't have to go deal with bugs, I would love to go to Australia. Jack catches you off guard because he looks like a serial killer most of the time. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, Jack, like, he looks... this is the thing I asked him when we were talking a while ago. I was like, Jack, why do you always just, like, end up being, like, the goofy dumb guy in videos? You're fucking stupid smart. I didn't know this. Jack has written articles for years. He is, like, study level. He is, like... I guarantee there's some things out there. I'm not going to say who he's worked for and stuff like that. It's his own business. But Jack is a reporter, and he writes fucking articles, and he's really goddamn smart. Wrestling fat electrician versus Hassan Piker. If I could guess, a U.S. attack submarine would be sitting right now Attack submarine, I could be wrong. I think we keep those with fleets, like around certain fleets. The Ohio class, from what I'm understanding, those kind of go off on their own. Maybe I got that backwards. I don't know. Am I on Twitch? I used to have a Twitch. I haven't been on there in forever. I just shut it down, and it just, there's like $1 left in the Twitch, and it won't let me end my account. So, yeah. You say Jack looks like Krusty the Clown? He does. But Jack he is one of the most genuine humans. And every time he sees me now, he's like, I want you to know your Twitter posts keep me going. Because if you guys, like, I'm not a fan of Twitter. Never been a fan of Twitter. The only reason I got Twitter, X, whatever the hell it's called now, was because I was on the Unsub and Nick was talking about how they were bullying Tony Gonzalez during Brandon's run for congressman or Senate. Congressman. Yeah. And I was like, I want to see this in real time. So I made a Twitter. And then I started seeing the stuff Cody was saying and getting away with. And I was like, huh, that looks like fun. And I started doing the same shit. And now I have apparently received a notoriety as a proverbial shit starter and or line crosser. Yeah, on Twitter. Because I can say whatever the hell I want, which is pretty funny. Look at the SEA for American Medieval Fighting. Society for Creative Anachronism? Is that a word, Patrick? We're gonna try and get American Medieval Fighting. It's gonna happen. Hold on. What are we talking about? Attack submarines don't sit. I'm not in the Navy, man. I don't fucking row your boat. I'm out here chewing crayons and soaking up bullets. That's my job. I'm just kidding. Boomers are lonely holes in the ocean. It'd just be fine. I don't know why we got to spend much new on this new stuff. Old stuff worked great and miles cheaper, mate. Don't need this special stuff. California has Slavang and Legoland. Of course, the Danes should annex us. When I read that, I was like, somebody tagged me in it. What am I drinking? This is, there's these zero sugar, like, sparkling waters, pretty much. They're really good. And we just put them on ice, and then we take a lime and cut it in half, and we squeeze the lime in there, and that's it. You can put alcohol in it if you want to, but they're just fine. There's zero sugar. I thought you were Army, not Marine. I mean, we both eat the crayons, I guess. I don't know. Marines are more dedicated about it. Maybe we just have a lower crayon tolerance. HLC goes hard on Twitter. It's like my favorite pastime. Honestly, like if there's no new comments to read or there's no new research to do, and I'm not busy doing anything else, which is not as often as I would like to, I'm most likely on Twitter causing trouble. Like, that's where I'm at. Content idea, video that simulates how IBCS works using fireworks. I'll help you with the EOC. Okay, so first off, but how are we going to simulate with fireworks? The air conditioner going out. And then it not syncing time and we having to start over. And by the way, the fucking Harfu just got snapped on something. Like, how are we going to simulate that? You tell Warrior Shaman. I got Warrior Shaman working on something else for me. Live action. We doing LARPing? What is my favorite Pepperbox exclusive? Ooh, that's a tough one. I feel like I would be biased if I said Habitually Fat. Like, that is probably my favorite one that I've been to, just because, like, as much as you guys enjoy learning that stuff, Nick and I also really enjoy learning that shit. Like, I don't know how we did it, but we've successfully figured out a way to get paid to go to museums with your homies. I never thought I would figure that out. Like, that is I think that's most every man's dream. But anyways, so if it's not one that if I have to pick one that I'm not in, we do Let Him Cook. Let Him Cook is fun, with Cody. And he's actually, Cody is a really good chef. Like, he's very well, he knows his way around a kitchen. And I really like that. What'd you say? You can send me an email or something? Can send you an email, Zim. What are you saying? Trying to figure out what you said before that. Did the SS-310 submarines, U.S. Batfish, went on 7 patrols? Okay, then fat electrician job. Wait. I'm not sure what the Batfish is. I'm like, I don't know everything about everything. Oh shit, when you come out DC, let me know. You can get some baseball tickets. I like Major League Baseball. I like going to Major League Baseball games, and here's why. Not because I enjoy the sport. No. I enjoy all the other festivities. You know, like in a football game, everyone is just locked in on the football game. In a baseball game, you got like the 7th inning stretch. You're singing fucking "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." You're constantly getting up and going to get something to drink because it's not like you're gonna walk away for 2 seconds and come back and they're up by 15. Fucking doesn't happen. I mean, like, that's why I like that shit. It's easy to follow when you're trashed. I like that. Is it all about the Mets? No, I know. I would have to. I'm a Colorado Rockies fan. I'm originally from Denver, and I am a Rockies fan. I know. It's not a big rivalry in Colorado. The only one that I genuinely like feel in my bones, like as a rivalry, is there are those who are right, Avalanche fans, hockey, and those who are wrong, Red Wings fans. Red Wings fans also spend their spare time sitting on wieners and open mouth kissing their dad goodnight. Oh, it's a museum piece submarine. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just haven't. Dude, I don't know everything about everything. Weapons Insomnia has fucked up his sleep schedule. Hi, Weapons. How you doing? You take that back. Oh, man. Sergeant Reckless, the pack mule. You don't have to worry about Rise over a team winning. Yes. Hold on. You're saying if I can handle Fort Polk at night, I can handle haunted houses. I was forced to handle Fort Polk at night. I didn't have a choice, okay? They gave me NVGs and said, you can see in the jungle, which, by the way, fucking lie. The darkest place in existence, I don't know if you guys know this, the jungles of Fort Polk, fucking Louisiana. There's nothing gets through those. And then you walk into a spider web, and I try not to scream because noise and light discipline and training. Fuck that. Yeah, sorry. Oh, the Ironclad Museum. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy VD. Oh, Scoob, you're working? Don't work. HEMA, historical European martial arts. Also, how does Grandpa Buff feel about the TU-4, which was the carbon copy of the American B-29? The TU-4. I'm actually not even familiar with that. Now I gotta look. Because I'm tracking the TU-95. Shit, you're right. That is a carbon copy of the fucking B-29. Like, to a fucking T. Wow. So Russia was stealing our shit before the Chinese. Huh. Learn something new every day. How does Grandpa Buff feel about the F-117?
Look, I'm not a big fan of the ones that have to hide from radar. Look, we just go out there and we die like men, okay?
You make a shout out to the men who don't pull. By the way, make a Discord. That would be fire. Oh, I have one. Prank him, mods. I'm not prank him, but obviously, you know, tell him, mods. I got one. Oh, Black Hawks are better than the Avalanche. It's okay to be wrong, dude. It's okay. You work at a racing sim lounge part-time, nobody here. Bro, that's what I'm talking about. Can I get tickets to that too? Have I checked out I haven't checked out any museums since the first episode of Habitually Fat. I haven't had any time. I'm teaching right now. My students graduate at the end of this week. I've also been doing my VA appointments, and I've also still been full on in content creation. Like I've had no time. So trust me, I want to get that content out to you. It's a matter of time. Weddings rule, you're just a jealous because we are comfortable in our relationships. I have a brother who lives in Detroit, and my mom is from Detroit. Let me drink my drink like a Red Wings fan. Mistakes were made. Dalgus, thank you so much for being here. F-22's next name is Spiderweb. I did not know about the TU-4. Guys, I got into the airframe game way late. I don't know everything about everything. I'm learning as fast as I can, but there's only so much I know. Oh, you can see Fort Swamp Pit of Heck. No, shoot, Sherlock's. Yep, I just had to drink. Now you know I'd be a very bad lover if I was a Red Wings fan, just because I have a gag reflex. Which U.S. military vehicle would you want to be my Valentine? Ooh. If I had to go with Army, I'm picking an Abrams. Obviously for nostalgia reasons, but there's something oddly sensual about something that when it's not running or moving, if you didn't know what it was, you would assume it was a building just because of like how solid it feels. So there's that. And then I would have to say if I was a non-army one and I could pick any branch. Like I feel like the easy answer is F-22, but like that's the easy go-to. An Iowa class. Big, beautiful, Mr. Chosen. I did not like living in Detroit, but Red Wings games were an absolute blast. Years ago, we lucked out. My cousin used to work at the Pepsi Center in Denver, and we lucked out. We got center ice tickets for the Avalanche Red Wings game, front row, center ice. That was, in hindsight, center ice is not as good as you would think it was. Like being behind, like in one of the corners is probably better seats, but it was still really good. Is that a bull terrier? No, he's fat. No, Knox is Australian Shepherd and Pit Bull. Stay. Knox. Oh, god damn it. He got up. Now I have to give him a treat. All right. Come on, fat boy. Hi from Canada. Who's watching the kid while you're here? Franklin's got him. Up. No, up. Good boy. There you go. You had some snacks. All right. Good boy. All right. Go lay down, bud. Bed. Okay, Hoopty Life. 6-3 Stanley Cups. How long have the Red Wings been in Detroit? How long have the Avalanche been in Denver? I don't know about the Detroit one, but the Avalanche have only been in Denver since the early 90s. Before that, they were the Denver Grizzlies. Get out of here. I mean, still 30 years, but yeah. You know about Operation Enduring Freedom? I mean, I was there, kinda. I mean, no, I was there, but I'm just saying, like, I kind of know a few things. What do your fellow armchair generals think of the new M10 light tank? I think it's a necessary capability gap that we need to fill. I do believe that it does have potential. If it operates on its own, not so much, but if it operates with a combined arms team and other pieces of armor and artillery and things like that, I think it's going to be a formidable force. Budweiser versus Red Bull. Depends on what I'm trying to get done that day. Car, Budweiser. Sex, Red Bull. What would I say is my best Valentine's Day? I don't really know, because Valentine's Day has never been a real priority for me. Like it's and it's not like, oh, it's a stupid thing, or we shouldn't have to do it. Is you should never you shouldn't need a holiday to tell somebody how or show someone how much you care about them. So it's just never really been a big thing for me. What happened to Batty from Unsub? Him and Eli just parted ways. They're still friends. I don't know. How about them Bolts, though? Nearly got that hat trick. Yeah. You can hear my teeth screaming. Oh, I chew ice, man. I love it. Sorry, I always chew ice. HLC Feely just got back from Portland, had a pre-screening for liver transplant. Oh shit, dude. I hope you end up like getting that liver, man. Like if you need it, that's absolutely, yeah. They moved from Quebec, yeah. But I thought we only had 3 Stanley Cups in Denver. I swear we've gotten at least 2 while in Denver, and I'm pretty sure both of them were when we still had Patrick Waugh as our goalie. I don't know. I'm not great. Dear Buff, we beat my Valentine. There's beer.
You had me at beer, which is the last thing you actually said. So you had me at the end of the statement. But anyways, yeah, let's go. Nothing's going in my butt. Like, I already got to do that for, like, colonoscopies and all sorts of other stuff. So, just not a fan. I mean, we'll start drinking. We'll see where it goes.
All right. Who's Grandpa Buff's and the kids' Valentine? Well, Grandpa Buff, last I heard, he was trying to schmooze the AN-224, the last one in existence that may or may not. Colorado has 3 cups? Okay, so it is Colorado. Okay. We there then? Thank you for tonight. Really happy you brought back F-18. P.S. When is B-21 Stealthy Crater Maker shirt coming? I know you want that one. Can I get a hell yeah? So I'm debating on which shirt is going to come out next, because, yeah. And I don't know when it's going to come out. I need to try and go back to the drawing board and figure out what my schedule looks like, and it's just, oh man. Are super fast torpedoes, hypersonic, super cavitation a meme, or is it a viable weapon in the future? Okay, great question. The problem with it is, the short answer is I don't know. However, the super cavitation is possible in a straight line. The problem we run into is turning, because circumstantially what you're doing is you're making a torpedo create its own air pocket around it. Now a torpedo uses fins and things like that to turn, and it also uses those things, a rudder, to create its own, not rudder.
Would you intercept me?
Nicholas, what is up?
I'd intercept me.
Sorry for the late arrival, I just woke up. How was your day?
It was honestly uneventful, and I kind of enjoyed that. I just did some research, hung out with the missus, tickled my own cloaca. I'm just kidding about the last one. But yeah, that's all I did, man. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Nicholas. I appreciate you, my dude. So, super cavitation torpedoes, you then have to solve a couple of problems. A torpedo uses the little spinny shit on the back to push itself. I don't know if it's a propeller. I don't know enough about torpedoes to give you an answer. But if it's inside of an air pocket, now you have to design something to produce lift inside that air pocket, and you have to design something that can push, that is not just a regular propeller. So you run into a lot of other physical issues. Now, the other thing you run into is if you need to turn. If you need to turn, you could be hitting a wall of water at Mach 1, Mach 2, and now you just disintegrated your torpedo. So there's a lot of things that play into it. I don't know enough about it. Good goalies really seem to make or break. Oh, well, that's the thing. Especially against the Wings, man. Look, okay. I'll give credit where credit's due. The Wings, back then especially, were number 1 bruisers. But we had, Sakic, Foot, we had a hell of a lot. Like, we had some bruisers on our fucking team. They're bruisers, but also, if you ever look at the statistics of shot on goal, Red Wings are always way the fuck up there. They're shooting from the blue line. Like, they don't give a shit. They're constantly throwing pucks at that fucking goal. It doesn't matter where it's from. It doesn't even matter if they think they're going to make the shot. Like, they use like a saturation attack. Where a lot of other people, they're like, well, look, we only may get 1 shot at this. We're only going to fire 1 shot at it. So it's a difference in style. Oh my gosh. Several B-29s crash landed in Russia during World War II. Instead of sending them back to the U.S., Russia arrested the crews and took the planes. Is that how they got the Tu-4?
Well, my opinion is it hasn't really changed. We're just gonna make it quite clear that Russia's still in second. Actually, they're probably in third. Fuck it, we'll say fourth place. It goes the United States, China, Ukraine, and then Russia. Anyways, and so they're still way the fuck behind, and they can copy. It's always imitated, never recreated. Like their Su-57, it looks like a fucking Tomcat with Down syndrome and a stealth coating. Like what the fuck is that shit?
Actually, that's an insult to the Tomcat. I probably shouldn't have said that. A good 15 minutes behind because I'm at work. Historical European martial arts usually deals with unarmored dueling contests. Bahurt and Armored Fighting League are the ones to do. Armored. I wish that would really become a thing in the United States. Have you guys seen, I think it was another Russian one. I gotta hand it to them. They're innovating. There's like an MMA where it's like 4v4. That's fucking awesome. The 1970s Philadelphia Flyers were throwing down a lot. Oh, I mean, but that was back, dude. I got the one thing that the Red Wings always did better than anybody else until they got rid of it. Open ice hip checking. You look up like the top 10 hip checks in hockey, and I'd say over half of them are Red Wings players. There was a guy that they had, I can't remember his name, but he would get hauling ass and then literally skate backwards and lead with his ass to take people off their fucking feet. The hip checking was just, it was brutal. Now you can't open ice check. You can't hip check. You can't, like, fighting is now it's like discouraged. And it used to be like, hell man, I remember when you used to go see an NHL game and it was like, hey, we're watching a fight, and somehow like the last three guys started playing hockey. It was weird. For all things like Crosser from Pepperbox merch to Discord, you need. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Wolfram. Appreciate it. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Would you? Oh, sorry.
Roses are red. Violets are blue. Would you intercept me? 'Cause I'd intercept you.
You misspelled intercept you the second time wrong, but I'm here for it. Rogue Banana. Also, very fun to say that name. Rogue Banana. Roy goaltending is Patriot of missile defense. Jobless at the moment. HLC always brings a smile. Thank you for all you do. DZ, thank you so much, man. And Patrick Waugh was a fucking wall. I think he still holds the Guinness World Record for like his goaltending abilities. I really do think so. He used to. I know around 2000 he was still holding that shit. I think Franklin's Valentine is you in the maid dress. Well, I better go put it on. Test your new subtism with the USS Batfish submarine. I will check into it. I want to check out the USS Batfish. I'll stick with the Blackhawks. Pfft. Lame. I'm just kidding. Hockey is nerf. Yeah, hockey changed a lot, man. But you know, one of the things, and this is what I love about hockey. And I don't know enough about a lot of other sports. I don't think we play against any Canadian baseball teams. I don't think we play against any Canadian football teams. I think we do lacrosse. I'm almost positive we do lacrosse. Which lacrosse, man, I thought that was like a girly sport. And then I went to a game, like I got free tickets to a Colorado Mammoth game. It's fucking hockey without skates. Like that shit is brutal. Oh, we do play the Toronto Blue Jays. My bad. But one of the things I really liked about hockey is anytime we'd play like the Maple Leafs or anything else like that, it was like they would play the American, like, because I always watched it in the United States, and I know in Canada it's backwards, but we play the American national anthem and then "O Canada," and I thought that was always like a beneficial thing. Like it was us showing respect to our northern allies and them, you know, showing respect to us, and I thought that was always a good thing. I really, really enjoyed that. Our football is harder. That's the thing. I don't understand why American football is such a big deal. Like, I really wish the only time we played against anyone else is in the fucking Olympics, I think. Isn't football an Olympic sport? No, hockey is. I was the last person on Earth to realize the Japanese F2 was a super modern F-16. Can we send another older aircraft for a chance at dope advancements? Super dope Japanese A-10 win. We're going to get an A-10 back, and it's going to just... when you pull the trigger, it's going to go, oh, well, and fucking just send it. Before that gun starts. Weapons, I'm glad you're in here and you probably heard me say that. On a scale of like 1 to 10, 10 being like the worst thing you've ever seen in your entire life, one being you're totally okay with it. Where would you be if an A-10, like, it was a requirement that the plane had to say ooh woo before firing? I remember when the mic gave out in Canada during our national anthem, Canadians finished it perfectly. Yes, I felt so bad after that because I was like, fuck, if that happened here, I don't know the words to "Oh Canada." I know the first two words, "Oh Canada." Like, that's all I know, man. Weapons negative 100. So you're totally okay with it, is what I'm hearing. Or are you saying 100 with a dash? 10 out of 10 ooh. I need anyone clip that ooh. Just start mumbo. Oh, that guy became an overnight fucking sensation, and I'm here for it. Isn't that the first four words? I don't know. I just heard "Oh Canada." Like, that's all I know. And I feel bad, but like, strange question. Maybe it's just like our weird nationalism, but do they teach Canadians the American national anthem? Like, are you familiar with it? Or do you just like hear it at a lot of your games you play against us? I'm genuinely curious. Something about hearing a grown man say "ooh" gives me the heebie-jeebies. Why has this channel never mentioned the Jazz 39, the Eurofighter? I have mentioned the Eurofighter once. I do like the Eurofighter, or the Raphael, whatever. I think the accents would be hilarious. I do need to bring in the Gripen, whatever, however you say it. Every time I bring that plane up, somebody's like, it's pronounced, and then they just spell it, and I'm like, that doesn't help me. Now 1,000 crazy people are going to make an anime girl plane looking A-10s. I love every bit of it. Oh man, Mrs. Linecrosser just sent me an article that I need to add to my next video. She's gotten much better at that.
Canards are gay.
But yeah, she's gotten much better at that. She'll like read the news, and I'll just be sitting at work, and I get like 4 articles from her, and I'm like, I can use that. I don't think I'll use that this time. I could use that. So yeah, that's good stuff. About made me drop or spill my glass. Where's their tanker aircraft for fueling fighter jets? I wanted the tanker or the AWACS to be Mrs. Linecrosser. We have to haze her, guys. We have to haze her into doing it. Full body A-10. God damn it. No, okay. I don't know if I want this in my Google search history, but if I look at it, so my Google search history, I don't want to say that one just because you guys will find out which one I'm doing for my next USA versus the world. It's not anything gross. U.S. soldiers at World War II goofing off, missile Poland, international law regarding, I'm not going to say that. How long will it take to remove UXOs from location? Cost to rebuild. Yeah, like that's what my Google search history looks like. SR-170 character, SR-71. Mrs. Linecrosser is the best. I was looking up full body A-10. Oh, that's A-100. I don't know why I hit. Not seeing anything here on that one. All right. I love that Weapons is so upset. Now 1,000 crazy people. No, they don't teach it, but y'all are up here playing the NHL enough. We just learn it. That's fair. That's fair. See, I fuck with the Canadians. Canadians will always have a special place in my heart. Like, just because of things that I've experienced in my past. Like, Canadians are always, I'm good with Canadians. By the way, if you are an American and under the age of 21, where we can't drink here, I don't know if the law is still the same in Canada, but people up in Detroit go through the Windsor Tunnel, and they go up to Canada, and they go get drunk up there, and they go to gentlemen's clubs. Like, I don't know, let me make up a name of a gentlemen's club. Cheetahs. Canada, you were there when I needed you most. Mad respect. What With how boisterous you Americans are about it, we Canadians just hear it echo over the landscape every year and forth. We don't need to learn it. I love it. I love it. 19's the lineup there. Okay. 19, most places 18, and the fun spots still, yep. Yes, let me make up. Totally hasn't been there too. You're from Windsor? I mean, I went there and it was already dark, and then I came back and it was still dark. So I'd intercept me. Snow cougar? I don't know if I went to, my cousin took me there. He was like, I was on leave from Afghanistan. I was 20 years old, which is kind of wild, right? I was in Afghanistan fighting a war. I was on mid-tour leave. I went to Detroit to visit my brother, and my cousin was like, you want to go get drunk? And I was like, I'm 20, man. Like, I can't. And, you know, I was like, I'd love to go out to a bar or something, but I just can't. And he's like, oh, no, we're going to go get fucked up in Canada. And I was like, let's go get fucked up in Canada. And we went up to Canada. By the way, Canadian women in Windsor do not give a fuck about Americans. Found that out. I was also single at the time. So, I mean, you got to shoot your shot. But it's like, I was young and stupid then, but now it's like, you know, their paintings, don't touch the paintings and tracking. Yeah. But why tanker aircrafts in the air for fueling F-22 Raptors? That doesn't make any sense. Boom, from the first Gulf War to an AAR for F-117s gave them a look at things before they went into country. Hell yeah. Can you ask the kid if I can use one of his quotes? It's not waterboarding, it's hydraulic oil. Would love to make that into a t-shirt. I can't take credit for that. I think somebody else has, like, it's not waterboarding if you use gas. Like, that shirt's been all over the place. So, I mean, I'm more than welcome to. Just, I will ask, like, you can use the quote. That's fine if you want to use your own graphic or stuff like that. Just, I will ask that you don't use imagery of the character I've created. Like, I don't own the F-22. You can do an F-22. Just make it look different than mine. I don't know. I'm kind of impartial because I always want people to be creative, and it's weird. I feel like a dick telling somebody that, hey, you can or can't do something. Like, I'm just like, go create, man. Like, that's just the way I am. So I don't know. It's weird to me. When I was at Fort Sill, Dragons West, there went for gallons of beer. 3.2. Yep. I've been to Dragons West before. Years ago, I went to Dragons West. You know what was the best one? Sidewinders. Oh my God. And here's why Sidewinders was the best. Because after a certain age, I'm sorry if there's women in here, and I'm going to finish up with this because this will be the last thing. At a certain age, you realize you go to gentlemen's clubs not for any other reason than feeling like a piece of shit. It's just the way it is. You're like, get your sweatpants on. Let's go, dude. All right. That's just the way it is. Okay. And Sidewinders had like a pregnant one that would smoke on stage, one with one leg. Like, it was the best experience I think I ever had in a gentleman's club. It was not for gentlemen. It was a smut club. Like, that's S-M-U-T. That's the word that I just said there, YouTube. Don't freak out. It was so good. It was wonderful. By the way, I keep bringing up the B-29 because I love it, but here's a buff fact you may not know. It has steerable landing gears so it can land in crosswinds. I did know that, and the only reason I know that is because recently there had been a posted photo or video of the buff like going sideways down the runway, and I think I made a video about it. It was fun. That's not the Sidewinder I don't know. Weapons, I just want you to know, and we may come together, guys, and do a GoFundMe. Somebody has a AIM-9 Sidewinder, an actual AIM-9 Sidewinder that has been demilled, but everything else is there. And it was for sale for like 10 grand. I think it'd look real good in that corner. I hope Mrs. Linecroster's not watching anymore. Tokyo Drift intensifies. Since your characters are all aircraft, can we get an LCAC? It's a hovercraft. I'm familiar with the aircraft. Only aircraft piloted by enlisted only and used for air assault. The fact that the LCAC even exists is kind of impressive. I just haven't had a reason to use the character. If I saw more news articles about it or when it was in use, absolutely I would use the character. I would create the character. Your content makes me feel a lot less anxious about world events. I attended the inauguration. I bought a model F-22 toy that accelerates. Bro, that's awesome. Do it. I don't want the whole thing. I just want the roller on. All right. I gotta find the other song. So this is what we're gonna finish up with. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. We are here for 2 hours every Friday night, starting at 1800 Central Time. I am Habitual Line Crosser. And always remember, sorry, I couldn't speak. I don't know if you guys can't see it, but Knox has a roll like that. He's hanging off his neck. But anyways, without further ado, do not give them a 22 a day. Every single one of you are amazing. If you would like to support the channel, please go check out habituallinecrosser.com. Go check me out on Pepperbox, check me out on YouTube, Twitter, all those different places, man. It's always a good time, and I love interacting with you guys. I will see you all next Friday.